I'm gonna start the ordinance committee. Uh, Resolution number R 24-17. Be it resolved by the Quorum Court of Garland County, State of Arkansas, a resolution to be entitled, a resolution confirming the appointment of Julie Brenner Nick to the Garland County Library Board of Directors.
Move for due pass.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Same sign. All right. R 24-17 passes. And ordinance number O 24-15. Be it enacted by the Quorum Court of Garland County, State of Arkansas, an ordinance to be entitled, an ordinance authorizing the county by and through the county judge to continue to do business with Hope Construction and Excavation, Inc. and Buster Hope, a relative of Cindy Archer, who is an employee of Garland County, and for other purposes.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Ordinance number O 24-15 is passed. Ordinance number O 24-16. Be it entitled by the Quorum Court of Garland County, State of Arkansas, an ordinance to be entitled, an ordinance authorizing the county by and through the county judge to continue to do business with Bennett's Auto Service and Linda Bright, and for other purposes.
Move for due pass.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Ordinance number O 24-16 passes. Ordinance number O 24-17, being enacted by the Quorum Court of Garland County, State of Arkansas, an ordinance to be entitled, an ordinance acknowledging the appearance of an employee conflict of interest and for other purposes.
Move for due pass.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Same sign. Ordinance number O 24-17 passes. And ordinance number O 24-18, being enacted by the Quorum Court of Garland County, State of Arkansas, an ordinance to be entitled, an ordinance acknowledging the appearance of an employee conflict of interest, amending the Garland County personnel policy regarding nepotism and for other purposes.
Move for due pass.
Second.
All in favor, or any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Ordinance number O 24-18 is a pass. Ordinance number O 24-19, being enacted by the Quorum Court of Garland County, State of Arkansas, an ordinance to be entitled, an ordinance to designate certain roads as construction corridors and to prohibit off-premises signs along said designated corridors, to declare an emergency and for other purposes.
Second.
All right. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Ordinance number O 24-19 is passed. All right. Appropriation ordinance number O 24-20, being enacted by the Quorum Court of Garland County, State of Arkansas, an ordinance to be entitled, an ordinance to amend the 2024 Garland County Budget Ordinance O 23-41 to anticipate revenues, appropriate and transfer funds in various budgets and for other purposes.
Move we give it a due pass.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Appropriation ordinance number O 24-20 is a pass. And I believe that's all. Also, I'd like to say, if anybody wants to go look, you can get information on the renovations of the library and the remodeling, not renovation, remodeling of the library. So please go check that out. Thank y'all. Meeting adjourned.
call to order the July meeting of the Garland County Quorum Court. And we're blessed to have Pastor Shane Robertson here with us tonight to give us an invocation as we start. Shane, thank you very much.
Thank you for the opportunity to pray with y'all tonight. And if you would you bow for a word of prayer? Our gracious Heavenly Father, we come before you today. We first of all say thank you for who you are. And we thank you so much for your love, for your mercy and grace. And I thank you so much for our city. I thank you for these leaders. I thank you for our community and the folks in this room. I pray that tonight we would honor you with how we conduct business here. I pray, Lord, that we would honor you with our attitudes, our actions, our words. And I pray that tonight, Lord, we would trust you with all of our heart, that we would lean not on our own understanding, but in all our ways, Lord, may we acknowledge you that you will direct our steps. So we thank you again, Lord, that you will lead us, you will guide us, and that you will direct us. So enlighten the eyes of our heart that we may know your direction and how to better this community for your purposes. And we thank you so much, most of all, for how you, God, so loved the world that you gave us your one and only Son, that whosoever believes in him would never perish, but have everlasting life. So we ask your blessings upon this time in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Please join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Shane, thank you again. Sarah, if you would please call the roll.
Justice Broughton.
Here.
Anderson. Dixon.
Here.
Young.
Here.
Wright. Owen. Myers.
Here.
Brazil.
Here.
Peters.
Here.
McGrew. Here. Hunter.
Here.
Brown.
Here.
Rainey.
Here.
Chair will entertain a motion to approve the agenda for tonight's meeting.
So moved.
Second.
I got the second. There's the second. Justice Dixon's got the second, and the initial motion was made by Justice Peters. Okay, Justice Peters, second by Justice Dixon. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Chair will entertain a motion to approve the minutes with the exception of Exhibit E. There's been an amendment to Exhibit E. There was a misprinting, a scrivener's error that we took care of earlier. You should have a corrected copy in front of you. Public Health,
Second.
Welfare, and Safety Committee meeting minute.
Second.
Motion made by Justice Dixon,
Second by Anderson.
second by Justice Anderson. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Committee report. Ordinance Committee, Justice Owen, give you your last report, and then Justice Broughton did tonight, so we'll have him do it as well.
Thank you.
I believe Exhibit C is the Ordinance Committee meeting minutes that you chaired.
All right, Exhibit C is the ordinance committee meeting minutes for June 10, 2024. It starts at page 7 of your packet. This has to do with a 50% matching grant for
Do those minutes accurately reflect the actions of that evening, Justice Owen?
they do.
Thank you. Justice Broughton, you were chair this evening.
We met prior to this meeting and everything received a due pass.
Thank you very much. And you did a very good job.
Thank you, sir.
Environmental Services Committee, Public Works and Buildings, Justice Hunter.
Judge, we do not hate.
Thank you. Finance Committee, Justice Brazil.
I will defer to Justice Dixon. I did not make the meeting last week.
The July 1st meeting of the Finance Committee, everything received a due pass except for item 7, the transfer consideration for Circuit Court Division 4. It has been tabled for further discussion.
All right, thank you. Human Resource Committee, Justice Anderson.
Judge, Exhibit D reflects the things that we discussed on 24 June. Yeah, they're active.
All right, thank you. Public Health, Welfare, and Safety Committee, with the exception of the change to the minutes, Justice Rainey.
It accurately reflects our meeting.
All right, and IT Committee, Justice Young.
Did not meet. We will meet on the 25th of this month.
All right. Chair will entertain a motion to approve the committee report.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Justice Brazil, second by Justice Brunton. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. So we've got a couple of things tonight that recognition of employees and service and things of that nature. And before we get into the employees, I've got one special proclamation that I'd like to read tonight. We've got a guest this evening that has been involved in Garland County in the state of Arkansas, prosecution and public defender's office, and just about everywhere you look, you saw her face. She's been here through several come and goes of public defenders and prosecuting attorneys, and she is a gem, and she's no longer going to be here with us. I've got a proclamation I'd like to read tonight. Whereas Terry Harris grew up in North Garland County, Arkansas, and is the youngest of 6 children. And whereas Terry Harris graduated from Henderson State University in Arkadelphia in 1981 with a Bachelor of Arts degree and graduated from the University of Arkansas School of Law in Fayetteville in 1985. And whereas Terry Harris received a Juris Doctor degree and her license to practice law in the state of Arkansas in April of 1986. And whereas Terry Harris started her practice as being a deputy prosecuting attorney. You can look up this way, Terry. Right. We got all eyes on you. In Northwest Arkansas, Carroll County from 1986 to 1989, then decided to have a private practice from 1989 through 1990. Whereas Terry Harris moved to Hot Springs, Arkansas, and became a deputy public defender under Dan Becker from 1990 to 1994. And whereas Terry Harris became a deputy prosecuting attorney and served under prosecuting attorneys Paul Basson and Steve Oliver from 1994 through 2014. And whereas Governor Mike Beebe appointed Terry as chief prosecutor and proudly served from January 1, 2015 through December 31st, 2016. And whereas Terry Harris became a deputy public defender serving Garland County, Arkansas from June 2017 until her retirement on June 28, 2024. And we want to express our profound gratitude for her dedication, hard work, and unwavering commitment to the field of law. Now, therefore, I, Darrell Mahoney, Garland County Judge, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Constitution and the laws of Garland County and Arkansas, do hereby recognize and rightfully honor Terry Harris for her 38 years of legal service to the state of Arkansas and Garland County. And you're going to have to come up here, Terry.
Do they want to? Judge.
All right, Terry.
All right, this evening we have the pleasure of recognizing some of our great employees of the county. We're going to start this evening with Tony Brashears in recognition of your 10 years of dedicated service to Garland County Road Department from April 21st, 2014 to April 21st, 2024. right. Next up is David Pedersen in recognition of your 10 years of dedicated service to the Garland County Road Department from May 22nd, 2014 to May 22nd, 2024. Next, we have Rhonda King in recognition of 10 years of dedicated service to the Garland County Sheriff Department from June 8, 2014 to June 8, 2024. And our next recognition is a retiring board member from the Garland County Library, Karen Harbert. In recognition of 10 years of dedicated service on the Garland County Library Board of Trustees, achieved from July 2014 through June 2024.
Thank you, Karen. You've done a great job. Adam, come up here and get your picture with her. Before we start on our resolutions ordinance, is there anyone here that wishes to speak to any item on the agenda tonight? When the item comes up, if you would, just raise your hand when we get it on the floor, and then you can come up and speak. Let's work our way through our agenda. R-2417. A resolution confirming the appointment of Julie Brenner Nix to the Garland County Library Board of Directors.
Move for a due pass.
Second.
Motion is second. All right, it's on the floor. Do we have anyone that wants to speak to this tonight? Just state your name and then you can speak to the resolution.
Good evening. My name is Ellen Carpenter, and I'm a resident of Garland County, and I want to thank you for nominating Miss Julie Brenner Nix to the Garland County Library Board. Based on her education and experience, I believe she is an exceptionally well qualified candidate, and I would ask that you please confirm her appointment tonight. Thank you. Hello, good evening. My name is Stacy Heron, I'm a citizen of Garland County living in District 8. I wanted to state that the library has served our community for over 100 years. The public library is the second busiest library in the state, second only to Fayetteville. It is obviously a highly utilized and necessary resource in our county. There's an overwhelming majority of our citizens support the library, and a small but loud minority try to politicize our library. I think that we need someone on our board that will support the library against this fringe group, and I support the judge and library director's choice. The library director and his colleagues have industrial knowledge to provide for the board the person that they think best suited, and I encourage the JPs to unanimously vote to approve. Thank you.
Very briefly, my name is Courtney McGee. I just want to say that libraries democratize information. Imagine a world where all information is locked behind paywalls. Imagine a world where people don't have the same resources and connections that you have. That's what a world without libraries would be. And I'm pretty sure I wouldn't be standing here in this county in front of you guys today with a master's degree. I'd also like to say that our libraries are not just silent repositories, they are vibrant forums of dialogue. They champion the First Amendment, the cornerstone of democracy. Diverse voices coexist there, from the radical to the conservative, the skeptic to the believer. We find books that challenge orthodoxy, question authority, and provoke thought. It is in these pages that we encounter the history of book banning, a dark chapter where fear and ignorance sought to suppress ideas deemed dangerous. But libraries stood firm, defending our right to read, think, and speak freely. Thank you.
Anyone else wish to speak to the library resolution? If not, Ms. Nix, could you come forward and introduce yourself to us and say a couple things about your wealth of knowledge that you have?
Well, yeah, there is a wealth there. Hi, my name is Julie Brenner Nix, and although I've lived a good part of my life away from Hot Springs, I am, if you count one person in Calvary Cemetery, all the rest are in Greenwood, I would be at fourth generation in Garland County. Both my great grandfather, my grandfather, and my father served in different civic positions, and I came back to Hot Springs. I never really wanted to leave. Life took me away. After a long career in librarianship, I've been an elementary school librarian, a middle school librarian, a high school librarian, and for a period of 5 years, I was the director of library and media services for the Round Rock School District, which is its own little town, but also encompasses part of Austin, Texas. And from there, I went into association management, advocating for school librarians and also for teen librarians. So those are two of my passions. And that's about it. Open for any questions.
Well, thank you very much for being here, and thank you for willing to serve on the board. We look
Well,
forward to having you there.
I have a lot of passion for libraries. I guess you figured that out.
Absolutely.
All right.
Thank
Thank you.
We have a motion and a second on the floor for R 2417. Sarah, would you call the roll on that, please?
Justice Broughton,
Yes.
Anderson,
Yes.
Dixon,
Yes.
Young,
Yes.
Bright, Owen,
Yes.
Myers,
Yes.
Yes.
Brazil, Peters,
Yes.
McGrew,
Yes.
Hunter,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Rainey.
Yes.
Thank you. You are a member of the library board. All right, moving to the ordinances, Sarah, would you please read O 2415 in its entirety?
Be it enacted by the Quorum Court of Garland County, State of Arkansas, an ordinance to be entitled, that an ordinance authorizing the county by and through the county judge to continue to do business with Hope Construction and Excavation, Inc. and Buster Hope, a relative of Cindy Archer, who is an employee of Garland County and for other purposes. Whereas Cindy Archer is an employee of the Garland County Road Department, and whereas Garland County has contracted with Hope Construction and Excavation, Inc. and Buster Hope to do roadside mowing services through the bid process. And whereas the Quorum Court has concluded that it is in the best interest of the county to continue to do business with Hope Construction and Excavation, Inc. And whereas the Quorum Court recognizes that such arrangement may indirectly provide a benefit to Cindy Archer and intends the provisions of this ordinance to be in compliance with Arkansas Code annotated 1414-1202. And whereas Garland County, Hope Construction and Excavation, Inc. and Cindy Archer wish to operate in a transparent manner and to avoid the appearance of impropriety, bias, and conflict of interest. And whereas the business relationship between Garland County and Hope Construction and Excavation Incorporated shall be limited to that which is reasonably necessary And whereas this ordinance shall be approved by at least a 2/3 majority vote of the quorum court, or it shall be ineffective. And whereas the Human Resources Committee has previously met and approved this request, now therefore be enacted by the quorum court of Garland County, Arkansas, that the quorum court of Garland County, Arkansas hereby declares that it is in the best interest of the county to continue to do business with Hope Construction and Excavation Incorporated pursuant to Arkansas Code annotated 1414-1202.
Judge, I move we suspend the rules and place ordinance 2415 on the second reading by title only.
Second. Motion made by Justice Brazil, second by Justice Peters. Sarah, please call the roll.
Justice Broughton?
Yes.
Anderson?
Yes.
Dixon?
Yes.
Young?
Yes.
Bright? Owen?
Yes.
Myers?
Yes.
Brazil?
Yes.
Peters? McGrew?
Yes.
Hunter?
Yes.
Brown?
Yes.
Rainey?
Yes.
2415 by title only.
Be it enacted by the quorum court of Garland County, state of Arkansas, an ordinance to be entitled, an ordinance authorizing the county by and through the county judge to continue to do business with Hope Construction and Excavation, Inc. and Buster Hope, a relative of Cindy Archer, who is an employee of Garland County, and for other purposes.
Judge, I move we suspend the rules and place ordinance 2415 on its third and final reading by title only.
Second.
Motion made by Justice Brazil, second by Justice Broughton. Please call the roll.
Justice Broughton?
Yes.
Anderson?
Yes.
Dixon?
Yes.
Young?
Yes.
Bright? Owen?
Yes.
Myers?
Yes.
Brazil?
Yes.
Peters?
Yes.
McGrew?
Yes.
Hunter?
Yes.
Brown?
Yes.
Rainey?
Yes.
2415 by title only.
Be it enacted by the quorum court of Garland County, state of Arkansas, an ordinance to be entitled, an ordinance authorizing the county by and through the county judge to continue to do business with Hope Construction and Excavation, Inc. and Buster Hope, a relative of Cindy Archer, who is an employee of Garland County, and for other purposes.
Judge, I move we adopt ordinance 2415.
Second.
Motion made by Justice Brown, second by Justice Hunter. Anyone wish to speak to this ordinance? You wish to speak to this ordinance, Mr. Fleming?
I'm Bill Fleming. And my question is, I noticed this came about 2 years ago concerning nepotism. Do we change the policy of the county every time we want to deal with relatives that are working in Garland County?
The policies are changed as they are needed to be changed.
So we really know.
No, sir, there's no so. The policy is changed as it's needed to be changed.
All right. All right. I see some issues of conflict of interest concerning.
We are being
relatives
completely
in the
transparent
same
about this.
company.
We are being completely transparent about it.
We'll see. Thank you, sir.
So, Mr. Williams.
Hope Construction has been forming this service for a number of years. They were hired during the time that I was county judge. And they do Buster does a very good job. Former Sheriff Elsie Young told me once, he said, the guy that you got mowing up North Garland County is the best you ever had. But whoever mows out here on Lakeland, my third great granddaughter could do a better job than that. But like I said, Hope Construction is a good choice to form this service.
Thank you. Anyone else? All right. Sarah, please call the roll.
Justice Broughton?
Yes.
Anderson?
Yes.
Dixon?
Yes.
Young?
Yes.
Bright? Owen?
Yes.
Myers?
Yes.
Brazil?
Yes.
Peters? McGrew?
Yes.
Hunter?
Yes.
Brown?
Yes.
Rainey?
Yes.
Chair will entertain a motion to declare emergency.
So moved.
Motion made by Justice Brazil, second by Justice Hunter. Sarah, please call the roll.
Justice Broughton?
Yes.
Anderson?
Yes.
Dixon?
Yes.
Young?
Yes.
Bright? Owen?
Yes.
Myers?
Yes.
Brazil?
Yes.
Peters?
Yes.
McGrew?
Yes.
Hunter?
Yes.
Brown?
Yes.
Rainey?
Yes.
Sarah, 2416 in its entirety.
Be it enacted by the Quorum Court of Garland County, State of Arkansas, an ordinance to be entitled, an ordinance authorizing the county by and through the county judge to continue to do business with Bennett's Auto Services and Linda Bright and for other purposes. Whereas Linda Bright has been appointed to complete the 2-year term as Justice of the Peace District 5 in Garland County, and whereas Garland County has on occasion done business with Bennett's Auto Services and wants to continue to do so, and whereas Linda Bright is the president and owner of Bennett's Auto Services, and whereas Bennett's Auto Services has experience, skill, and specialized fleet services that are needed by Garland County, and whereas the Quorum Court has concluded that it is in the best interest of the county to continue to do business with Bennett's Auto Services and Linda Bright for the purposes set forth herein, and whereas the provisions of this ordinance are intended to be in compliance with Arkansas Code annotated 1414-1202, and whereas unusual circumstances exist if Linda Bright is the president and owner of Bennett's Auto Services and wishes to operate in a transparent manner and to avoid the appearance of impropriety, bias, and conflict of interest, and whereas the business relationship between Garland County and Bennett's Auto Services and Linda Bright shall be limited to that which is reasonably necessary, and whereas this ordinance shall be approved by at least a 2/3 majority vote of the Quorum Court, or it shall be ineffective, and whereas Linda Bright shall not approve any contract, claim, or expenditure to Garland County from Bennett's Auto Services, and any such item shall be specifically reviewed and approved by another signatory of Bennett's Auto Services, and whereas Linda Bright shall not vote on the approval of this ordinance or upon any claim, contract, or expenditure by Garland County that may be considered under the authority of this ordinance, and whereas the Human Resources Committee has previously met and approved this request, now therefore be enacted by the Quorum Court of Garland County, Arkansas, that the Quorum Court of Garland County, Arkansas hereby declares that it is in the best interest of the county to continue to do business with Bennett's Auto Services and Linda Bright for the purposes set forth herein pursuant to Arkansas Code annotated 1414-1202.
Judge, I move we suspend the rules and place ordinance O-2416 on the second reading by title only.
Second.
Motion made by Justice Brown, and seconded by Justice Dixon. Sarah, please call the roll.
Justice Broughton,
Yes.
Anderson,
Yes.
Dixon,
Yes.
Young,
Yes.
Bright, Owen,
Yes.
Myers,
Yes.
Brazil,
Yes.
Peters,
Yes.
McGrew, yes, Hunter,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Rainey,
Yes.
All right, Sarah, please read O-2417, 16 by title only.
16.
Yes, I corrected myself before I got it all out.
being enacted by the Quorum Court of Garland County, State of Arkansas, an ordinance to be entitled, an ordinance authorizing the county by and through the county judge to continue to do business with Bennett's Auto Services and Linda Bright and for other purposes.
Judge, I move we suspend the rules and place ordinance O-2416 on its third and final reading by title only. Second.
Motion made by Justice Brown, second by Justice Broughton.
Sure.
Sarah, please call the roll.
Justice Broughton,
Yes.
Anderson,
Yes.
Dixon,
Yes.
Young,
Yes.
Bright, Owen,
Yes.
Myers,
Yes.
Brazil,
Yes.
Peters,
Yes.
McGrew, yes, Hunter,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Rainey,
Yes.
All right, Sarah, O-2416, title only.
being enacted by the Quorum Court of Garland County, State of Arkansas, an ordinance to be entitled, an ordinance authorizing the county by and through the county judge to continue to do business with Bennett's Auto Services and Linda Bright for other purposes.
Move to adopt ordinance O-2416.
Second.
Motion made by Justice Brown, second by Justice Anderson. Sarah, please call the roll.
Justice Broughton,
Yes.
Anderson,
Yes.
Dixon,
Yes.
Young,
Yes.
Bright, Owen,
Yes.
Myers,
Yes.
Brazil,
Yes.
Peters,
Yes.
McGrew, yes, Hunter,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Rainey,
Yes.
Chair will entertain a motion to declare an emergency.
So moved.
Motion made by Justice Brazil, second by Justice Rainey. Sarah, please call the roll.
Justice Broughton,
Yes.
Anderson,
Yes.
Dixon,
Yes.
Young,
Yes.
Bright, Owen,
Yes.
Myers,
Yes.
Brazil,
Yes.
Peters, McGrew, yes, Hunter,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Rainey,
Yes.
Tell me when you're ready.
ready.
All right. O-2417 in its entirety, please.
Being enacted by the Quorum Court of Garland County, State of Arkansas, an ordinance to be entitled, an ordinance acknowledging the appearance of an employee conflict of interest and for other purposes. Whereas Meredith Hickey is employed at the Garland County Detention Facility as a corrections officer, and whereas Meredith Hickey is employed as a poll worker during elections for the Garland County Election Commission. And whereas the periodic employment of Meredith Hickey as a poll worker creates the appearance of a conflict of interest, that she is also employed at the Garland County Detention Facility as a corrections officer. And whereas the Quorum Court has concluded that it is in the best interest of the county to be able to continue to periodically employ Meredith Hickey as a poll worker for the Garland County Election Commission. And whereas the Quorum Court recognizes that such arrangement may directly provide a benefit to Meredith Hickey and intends the provisions of this ordinance to be in compliance with Arkansas Code annotated 1414-1202. And whereas unusual circumstances exist as it is difficult to procure poll workers, and Meredith Hickey has considerable experience as a poll worker and is an asset to the efficient conduct of elections in Garland County. And whereas Garland County wishes to operate in a transparent manner and to avoid the appearance of impropriety, bias, and conflict of interest. Whereas any employment relationship with regards to Meredith Hickey's part-time position as a poll worker shall be limited to that which is reasonably necessary. And whereas this ordinance shall be approved by at least a 2/3 majority vote at the Quorum Court, or it shall be ineffective. Whereas the Human Resources Committee has previously met and approved this request, now therefore it be enacted by the Quorum Court of Garland County, Arkansas, that the Quorum Court of Garland County, Arkansas hereby declares that it is in the best interest of the county to continue to be able to employ Meredith Hickey as a periodic poll worker for the Garland County Election Commission, which directly benefits her pursuant to Arkansas Code annotated 1414-1202. This ordinance shall not create an expectation of employment and shall not change the at-will employment status of any employee.
Judge, I move that we suspend the rules and put ordinance 2417 on its second reading by title only.
Second. Motion made by Justice Brazil, second by Justice Brown. Put 2417, second reading by title only. Sarah, please call the roll.
Justice Broughton?
Yes.
Anderson?
Yes.
Dixon?
Yes.
Young?
Yes.
Bright? Yes. Owen?
Yes.
Myers?
Yes.
Brazil?
Yes.
Peters? McGrew? Yes. Hunter?
Yes.
Brown?
Yes.
Rainey?
Yes.
Sarah, 2417 by title only, please.
Be it enacted by the Quorum Court of Garland County, State of Arkansas, an ordinance to be entitled, an ordinance acknowledging the appearance of an employee conflict of interest and for other purposes.
Judge, I move that we suspend the rules and place ordinance 2417 on its third reading by title only.
Second.
Motion made by Justice Brazil, second by Justice Broughton. Third and final reading for 2417. Sarah, please call the roll.
Justice Broughton?
Yes.
Anderson?
Yes.
Dixon?
Yes.
Young?
Yes.
Bright? Yes. Owen?
Yes.
Myers?
Yes.
Brazil?
Yes.
Peters? McGrew? Yes. Hunter?
Yes.
Brown?
Yes.
Rainey?
Yes.
2417 by title only.
Be it enacted by the Quorum Court of Garland County, State of Arkansas, an ordinance to be entitled, an ordinance acknowledging the appearance of an employee conflict of interest and for other purposes.
Move for adoption.
Motion made by Justice Dixon, second by
Peters.
Justice Peters. Gene, are you out there somewhere? You want to say anything about this, Gene, or? You don't have to.
Just hold it to 30 minutes or less.
30 seconds in there.
My name is Gene Haley, and I am the chairman of the election commission and also the election coordinator for Garland County. We all know the problem with getting poll workers. And when you find someone that can do the job with very little supervision, we need to use them. And just because she's also a county employee should not close its doors. So please pass this.
All right, thank you. Sarah, call the roll.
Justice Broughton?
Yes.
Anderson?
Yes.
Dixon?
Yes.
Young?
Yes.
Bright? Yes. Owen?
Yes.
Myers?
Yes.
Brazil?
Yes.
Peters?
Yes.
McGrew? Yes. Hunter?
Yes.
Brown?
Yes.
Rainey?
Yes.
Chair will entertain a motion
I'll move.
for emergency clause. Motion made by Justice
Second.
Brown, second by Justice Dixon. Sarah, please call the roll.
Justice Broughton?
Yes.
Anderson?
Yes.
Dixon?
Yes.
Young?
Yes.
Bright? Yes. Owen?
Yes.
Myers?
Yes.
Brazil?
Yes.
Peters? McGrew? Yes. Hunter?
Yes.
Brown?
Yes.
Rainey?
Yes.
2418 in its entirety, please.
Be it enacted by the Quorum Court of Garland County, State of Arkansas, an ordinance to be entitled, an ordinance acknowledging the appearance of an employee conflict of interest, amending the Garland County personnel policy regarding nepotism and for other purposes. Whereas Garland County Election Coordinator Jean Haley, an employee of the Garland County Judge, supervises the day-to-day conduct of elections on behalf of the Garland County Election Commission. And whereas Jean Haley's wife, Kathy Haley, periodically works as a poll worker during elections for the Garland County Election Commission. And whereas the periodic employment of Kathy Haley as a poll worker creates the appearance of a conflict of interest and a potential violation of the nepotism provisions of the Garland County personnel policy. And whereas the Quorum Court has concluded that it is in the best interest of the county to be able to continue to periodically employ Kathy Haley as a poll worker for the Garland County Election Commission. And whereas the Quorum Court recognizes that such arrangement may indirectly provide a benefit to Jean Haley and intends the provisions of this ordinance to be in compliance with Arkansas Code annotated 1414-1202. And whereas unusual circumstances exist as it is difficult to procure poll workers and Kathy Haley has considerable experience as a poll worker and is an asset to the efficient conduct of elections in Garland County. And whereas Garland County wishes to operate in a transparent manner and to avoid the appearance of impropriety, bias, and conflict of interest. And whereas any employment relationship between Garland County and Kathy Haley shall be limited to that which is reasonably necessary. And whereas this ordinance shall be approved by at least a 2/3 majority vote in the Quorum Court, or it shall be ineffective. And whereas the Garland County personnel policy, as approved by O 2226, as amended, shall be amended as set forth herein. And whereas the Human Resources Committee has previously met and approved this request, now therefore be enacted by the Quorum Court of Garland County, Arkansas. Section 1, that the Quorum Court of Garland County, Arkansas hereby declares that it is in the best interest of the county to continue to be able to employ Kathy Haley as a periodic poll worker for the Garland County Election Commission, which may indirectly benefit Jean Haley pursuant to Arkansas Code annotated 1414-1202. This ordinance shall not create an expectation of employment and shall not change the at-will employment status of any employee. Section 2, the Garland County personnel policy is adopted by O 2226 as amended. County policy directives I shall be amended as follows. No county official or department head with authority to hire shall be allowed to employ any relative in his or her immediate family to work within the county office he or she supervises and for which he or she is responsible, except periodic employment as a poll worker during elections. Immediate family shall include spouse, parent, child, brother, sister, grandparent, mother-in-law, father-in-law, son-in-law, or daughter-in-law.
Judge, I move we suspend the rules and place ordinance O 2418 on its second reading by title only.
Second.
Motion made by Justice Brown, second by Justice Anderson. Put O 2418 on its second reading by title only. Sarah, please call the roll.
Justice Broughton,
Yes.
Anderson,
Yes.
Dixon,
Yes.
Young,
Yes.
Bright, yes, Owen,
Yes.
Myers,
Yes.
Brazil,
Yes.
Peters,
Yes.
McGrew, yes, Hunter,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Rainey.
Yes.
O 2418 by title only.
Being enacted by the Quorum Court of Garland County, State of Arkansas, an ordinance to be entitled, an ordinance acknowledging the appearance of an employee conflict of interest, amending the Garland County personnel policy regarding nepotism and for other purposes.
Judge, I move we place ordinance O 2418 on its third and final reading by title only.
Second.
Motion made by Justice Brown, second by Justice Anderson. O 2418 on its third and final reading by title only. Sarah, please call the roll.
Justice Broughton,
Yes.
Anderson,
Yes.
Dixon,
Yes.
Young,
Yes.
Bright, yes, Owen,
Yes.
Myers,
Yes.
Brazil,
Yes.
Peters,
Yes.
McGrew, yes, Hunter,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Rainey.
Yes.
All right, Sarah, please read O 2418 by title only.
Be it enacted by the Quorum Court of Garland County, State of Arkansas, an ordinance to be entitled, an ordinance acknowledging the appearance of an employee conflict of interest, amending the Garland County personnel policy regarding nepotism and for other purposes.
Move for adoption.
Second.
Motion made by Justice Dixon, second by Justice Hunter. Gina, I'm going to assume you say the same thing about this individual as you said about the last. Okay.
But yes, the same thing applies. The difference is a poll worker, they're hired and appointed by the election commission as a whole, not by me. So in our policy has always been that if any one of us decide not to use a certain person as a poll worker, we don't use them. So it's not just me, it's the election commission that appoints poll workers. Thank you.
Thank you, Gene. Anyone else need to speak to this? Sarah, please call the roll.
Judge, real quick.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
in favor of it right now. I'd just like to know for the record that if we have Gene does a fantastic job running our election commission, and as long as he's in charge over there with his other two commissioners who are great, I support this. If we have any changes in the election commissioners in the next year or so, I'd like to have us review this policy if I'm still on the Quorum board.
So it will be an individual policy for each individual. Like if someone else comes on board, then we would have to do a new ordinance for that because it has the name in the ordinance.
Okay, thank you.
But I understand your point. Sarah, please call the roll.
Justice Broughton,
Yes.
Anderson,
Yes.
Dixon,
Yes.
Young,
Yes.
Bright. Yes. Owen,
Yes.
Myers,
Yes.
Brazil,
Yes.
Peters, McGrew. Yes. Hunter,
Yes.
Brown.
Yes.
Rainey.
Yes.
Said that was authority, Mrs. Rainey. Chair will entertain a motion for an emergency clause.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Justice Brown, second by Justice Brazil. Justice Peters.
That's the last one.
Sarah, please call the roll.
Justice Broughton.
Yes.
Anderson.
Yes.
Dixon.
Yes.
Young.
Yes.
Bright. Yes. Owen,
Yes.
Myers,
Yes.
Brazil,
Yes.
Peters.
Yes.
McGrew. Yes. Hunter,
Yes.
Brown.
Yes.
Rainey.
Yes.
Sarah, 02419 in its entirety.
Being enacted by the Quorum Court of Garland County, State of Arkansas, an ordinance to be entitled, an ordinance to designate certain roads as construction corridors and to prohibit off-premises signs along said designated corridors, to declare an emergency and for other purposes. Whereas O 1355 was enacted by the Garland County Quorum Court on August 12, 2013, and provided in part a mechanism to designate construction corridors and prohibit off-premises signs in designated construction corridors. And whereas the Arkansas Department of Transportation, hereinafter RDOT, has multiple road construction projects ongoing in Garland County, which of necessity involve the use of heavy equipment, traffic control measures, and personnel on the ground. And whereas installation of off-premises signs and construction corridors creates hazards to the public and workers and potentially causes delay of the underlying projects. And whereas it is in the interest of public safety and the safety of those working in those areas and in the interest of timely completion of road projects to prohibit off-premises signs in the designated construction corridors. And whereas construction corridor designations and off-premises sign prohibitions set forth herein should terminate at the completion of the reference projects. And whereas the Public Health, Welfare, and Safety Committee has met and considered and approved this request, now therefore it be enacted by the Quorum Court of Garland County, Arkansas, Section 1 designation, the following shall be designated as construction corridors. Beginning at the roundabout at the intersection of Arkansas Highway 7 North and Arkansas Highway 5, also known as Park Avenue, east-northeast from the roundabout on Arkansas Highway 5, approximately 1.5 miles to the termination of RDOT construction. Beginning at the intersection of Arkansas Highway 7 South, also known as Central Avenue, and Amity Road, south-southeast approximately 3.2 miles to the Garland County Hot Spring County line. From the intersection of US 270 West and Mountain Pine Road, west approximately 3.3 miles to the east bank of the Ouachita River. Section 2, prohibition. All off-premises signs visible from the said designated scenic corridor shall henceforth be prohibited. A construction corridor is defined as a roadway, right-of-way, in all areas surrounding the construction termini where an off-premises advertising sign or structure could be visible. Off-premises signs shall be defined as a sign structure advertising or providing information for an establishment, merchandise, service, activity, or entertainment which is not sold, produced, manufactured, offered, or furnished at the property on which said sign is located. Billboards or outdoor advertising. A sign referred to herein shall mean an outdoor advertising sign, light, display, device, figure, painting, drawing, message, placard, poster, billboard, or any other thing which is designed, intended, or used to advertise or inform, whether the same be a permanent or a portable installation. The supporting structure of a sign referred to herein shall likewise be prohibited. Section 3, termination. The designations and prohibitions set forth herein shall terminate automatically by operation of law at the conclusion of the respective construction projects. Conclusion shall mean the completion of construction by RDOT. Section 4, emergency clause. Due to the need to protect public safety and the safety of workers and avoid delays of the underlying road construction projects as designated herein, an emergency is hereby declared to exist for the protection of the public peace, health, and safety, and this ordinance shall be enforced and shall take effect upon passage of publication.
Judge, I move to suspend the rules, place ordinance 2419 on its second reading by title only.
Second.
Motion made by Justice Brazil, second by Justice Brown. Place O 2419 on its second reading by title only. Sarah, please call the roll.
Justice Broughton,
Yes.
Anderson,
Yes.
Dixon,
Yes.
Young,
Yes.
Bright, Owen,
Yes.
Myers,
Yes.
Brazil,
Yes.
McGrew,
Yes.
Hunter,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Rainey.
Yes.
All right. Sarah, please read O-2419 by title only.
Be it enacted by the Quorum Court of Garland County, State of Arkansas, an ordinance to be entitled, an ordinance to designate certain roads as construction corridors and to prohibit off-premises signs along said designated corridors, to declare an emergency for other purposes.
Judge, I move that we suspend the rules and place ordinance 2419 on its third and final reading by title only.
Second.
Motion made by Justice Brazil, second by Justice Anderson. To place O-2419 on its third and final reading. Sarah, please call the roll.
Justice Broughton,
Yes.
Anderson,
Yes.
Dixon,
Yes.
Young,
Yes.
Bright, Owen,
Yes.
Myers,
Yes.
Brazil,
Yes.
Peters, McGrew,
Yes.
Hunter,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Rainey.
Yes.
All right, Sarah, O-2419 by title only.
Be it enacted by the Quorum Court of Garland County, State of Arkansas, an ordinance to be entitled, an ordinance to designate certain roads as construction corridors and to prohibit off-premises signs along said designated corridors, to declare an emergency and for other purposes.
Move adopt.
Motion made by Justice Rainey, second by Justice Peters. Any discussion?
If there's none from the public, I just have a question. I didn't think about this when I came through committee. You or John, whoever answers this, how is this going to be enforced? Is this going to be enforced through legal? If the sign owners, it's part of it's in my district. That's why I was asking.
Yes, sir. It's a civil enforcement project, lawsuit or injunction.
Okay, that's all I need.
Any more discussion? Sarah, please call the roll.
Justice Broughton,
Yes.
Anderson,
Yes.
Dixon,
Yes.
Young,
Yes.
Bright, Owen,
Yes.
Myers,
Yes.
Brazil,
Yes.
Peters, McGrew,
Yes.
Hunter,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Yes.
All right. There's an emergency clause written into the title and into the body, so we don't need an emergency clause on that one. The chair will entertain a motion to suspend the rules and reappropriation ordinance by title only.
So moved.
Motion made by Justice Brazil, second by Justice Broughton. Sarah, please call the roll.
Justice Broughton,
Yes.
Anderson,
Yes.
Dixon,
Yes.
Young,
Yes.
Bright, Owen,
Yes.
Myers,
Yes.
Brazil,
Yes.
Peters, McGrew,
Yes.
Hunter,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Rainey.
Yes.
All right, O-2420 by title only.
Be it enacted by the Quorum Court of Garland County, State of Arkansas, an ordinance to be entitled, an ordinance to amend the 2024 Garland County Budget Ordinance O-2341 to anticipate revenues, appropriate and transfer funds in various budgets and for other purposes.
Move adoption. Second.
Motion made by Justice Rainey, second by Justice Hunter. Sarah, please call the roll.
Justice Broughton,
Yes.
Anderson,
Yes.
Dixon,
Yes.
Young,
Yes.
Bright, Owen,
Yes.
Myers,
Yes.
Brazil,
Yes.
Peters, McGrew,
Yes.
Hunter,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Rainey.
Yes.
Sarah, O-2420, second time? Was that the, that's it? We're not going to do anything else with that. We're just going to leave it. Was that not just the first reading of that?
It's appropriation.
Okay.
Do you want me to-
Huh?
do you want me-
Well, this is the first reading of it. Anyway. So, Mr. Troutman, there you are.
Thank you, Judge and Court. Before we get started tonight, I'd like to acknowledge a couple of folks. Colin Gary from our team, Carol Bales on our Metro Partnership Exec Committee and her husband Ralph, Justin Nicholas on our Chamber Exec Committee, and Austin Coleman from Senator Cotton's office are all with us tonight. Since we met last month, we attended the 40 Under 40 Luncheon Arkansas Business. Morgan Wild was honored with that, our loan representative from Garland County. That same day, I've been working for some time on the ACT Work Ready Community Program, and we hit our 70th employer. So we've hit our goal. I believe 3 of the 4 testing goals have been met. We need to give about 150 more tests to some unemployed folks, and some veterans, and Garland County will be a work-ready community. So that's going to take a few months, but like I said, 4 out of 5 of our goals. And it's just a matter of knowing we've got to hit that last one and putting some emphasis there with Department of Workforce Services. We hosted an event for the Small Business Administration State Chamber in Arkansas Capitol, a small business booth. Vicki and Cole and I toured the Rimmel Dam, as I'm sure several of y'all did, and got to see 100 years that energy has worked there. Thanks to Judge, I'm on the 10 County Workforce Development Board. We met at National Park College and had a tour of Berry Global afterwards. On the way, leaving out of town for vacation, got a call from Governor Sanders' office about a lead on the Army-Navy Hospital. Immediately called Dr. Jack Porter, as he's been so good these last 5 years. And he and Cole followed through the next week, went to the Capitol and met with the governor's staff and prospect. And we hope to show them the Army Navy in the next couple of weeks. Cole attended the Trilux Technical Committee meeting while I was out of town and participated in the Arkansas broadband call. He and I, when I got back in town, he and I met with a gentleman entrepreneur here in Hot Springs who's flying out to home office today, as a matter of fact. He pitched today for a local, or for a company, a chain retail establishment that we hope to be able to announce to you next month in this meeting. But we gave him a lot of info on Garland County and how we stack up in demographics. Judge Adam Webb and myself attended the broadband conference. We learned that day we really got a great broadband director in Arkansas, in Glenn Howey. He had hoped to get about 120 people there. To Oakland, we had 375, and speakers from all over the country, Washington, D.C., Boston, Dallas, that were really experts in their field. So feeling really good. I mean, you all obviously hear month out what the judge and you all have done in Garland County and the connectivity that we should have in 3 years. And we just have a lot of people focused on broadband right now. Skipped out of there just briefly to attend the Board of Realtors luncheon, and Heather Vaughn at Lake Hamilton Realty was named the Realtor of the Year. Cole and I later in the day had an AEDC Workforce Grant webinar, a program instituted for some extra projects. We subsequently met with Dr. Wade Durden and Bill Ritter at National Park College to submit a project for that. James Montgomery had Cole and Gary and I present the leadership statewide of Crafton Toll about all the great things going on in Hot Springs and Garland County. Got to attend John Hogan's final board of trustee meeting at the college, and I am sad to tell you he's actually gone. He has moved to Indiana, so we miss our friend. Attended the Trilux MPO Policy Board. We hosted a quarterly trustee meeting for our largest investors. Cole and I had a site visit at AAR. You'll recall that they recently purchased Triumph, and no big changes are planned. In fact, only growth and more business here in Garland County for them. Sitting back there tonight with Stephanie Heffer, a longtime friend, 32-year employee of the Village POA and 3 years with Arvest Bank, but she was kind enough to give us a tour, Justin Trainee and others of the Village last week, so we can be better ambassadors for all around Garland County. Dr. Porter and I met with Laura Miller at National Park, our National Park Superintendent, for more clarification on my Army Navy. Got to see you guys and gals last week at the Finance Committee meeting. Cole, Gary, and I met with Alex Mouton. Some really exciting things going on with his company and workforce. I don't think he'd be mad at me telling you that in 5 short years, he's gone from 3 employees to 35 and hopes to hit over 100. And he's working in various states doing what he does. So just a really good local business story. We've met with John and Parker from AY Magazine. We're working on recognizing more folks in Garland County in that publication. Cole put the finishing touches on what wound up being a 20-page section that you'll see in Arkansas Business on Hot Springs in August. So we always get to love getting to talk on our beloved hometown, and there were just several stories from workforce to downtown to Oakland. Oakland wound up sponsoring the section, healthcare, just an assortment of different stories, all positive. Vince, Jared, and I had our monthly meeting, and we met with Allison Lewis just this last Wednesday, planning the AI lunch and learn. And I'm going to tell you, and I'm looking at you, if you don't know about AI, you need to come to this. You will leave with your hair blown back. I mean, it's incredible the amount of information you can get in just a short amount of time, especially as you all have to go through a lot of legislation and ordinances. And last but not least, Gary and I meet with Tish Knowles, the new Mountain Pine superintendent, who you may or may not have read about in the Sentinel Record yesterday. Cole and I just happened to run into her today at lunch, and she is fired up and ready to go. So kudos for Mountain Pine. We're looking forward to working with her this next year and many to come. Judge, that concludes my report. Happy to try and answer any questions.
Move for approval.
Second.
Motion made by Justice Myers, second by Justice Anderson. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Gary. Look at the overtime report. Take a few minutes to peruse through there.
Move to accept the overtime report.
Second.
Motion made by Justice Brown, second by Justice McGrew. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Anyone else on the board have anything?
I just have one thing I'd like to add, and if anybody else may comment on this. You know, this kind of seems like it might be the elephant in the room. Maybe there's another elephant in the room too, but I see that we got a lot of supporters for the library here. And as most of the people in this room are familiar with, there's a petition that's being circulated by a very few number of people in Garland County to quote unquote defund the Garland County Library. And I just want to come out and publicly say that I do not, as a Republican, I know some of the Republicans being put out by Republicans. I do not support that petition. Our library does a great job. We need our library. If you don't know the services that the library provides, go and talk to the employees over there. I've had several of my constituents reach out to me over the last few days. I've actually got one. I've got a call back from earlier today asking what can I do to stop it. And there's nothing I can do to stop it from getting on the ballot, but I guarantee you I'll be voting against it if it does get on the ballot. So thank you to all of our people at the library for what y'all do.
Anyone else have anything?
Thank you, Jeremy. I forget to turn the mic on. First of all, with Dayton remarks, I agree. This idea of defunding a library, although it's been said that's not necessarily what they're trying to do, it's basically wrong-headedness is what it boils down to, all in caps. The thing I wanted to ask about, and we just touched on it quickly, was item 7 on the Finance Committee about the judge and the chairs. Have you had a chance to work with her on that?
I did. I worked with Peregrine Corporation, and they reduced each chair by $400. So they had the money to pay for that, so it won't have to come back before the Finance Committee.
Very good.
Fantastic.
It took a little discussion, but we got it worked out, and we're going to work on getting some other things changed with them as well.
Super. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you all for bringing that to our attention.
Move that we adjourn.
Sharon. Sure, that'll come out there if you want to pull it out of there.
Sharon Brett, I'm in District 3, and Staten brought up the issue with the library. Is the budgeting process for the library a statutory thing where the library board has more control versus turning everything back over to the county treasurer? Can you clarify?
The library board has complete control of the funding for the library.
Okay, that's fine.
It comes through the Finance Committee at budget time, but it is
It's a
up to
statutory thing.
the board of the
to them.
library to disperse those funds in the manner they see appropriate, so long as they're in compliance with statute.
Okay, thank you.
Ms. Dare?
Judy Dare, District 10. I was not going to speak unless the ballot petition came up. And the one thing I would like to say is if this is going to the ballot, I really think that it needs to be more transparent. The petition is being circulated under false pretenses. I have been there when the the ballot petition workers have asked for people to come and sign the ballot under the pretenses of it being FOIA, and that is not correct. So if it is going to be a ballot initiative and a petition for people to sign, it needs to be transparent as to what it is when people come to sign it. Not please come sign the FOIA, and then, oh, by the way, we have something about the library. So I would just hope that people would be transparent with what they're asking before this gets on the ballot. Thank you.
Mr. Fleming?
The issue came up last month concerning the phrase for other purposes. And one of the questions that I have, or two, is I'm not asking the board to vote tonight, but I'm asking you to consider eliminating the phrase for other purposes. I told one of the JPs last month that there's two ways that merchandise is coming up missing in Garland County, unaccounted for, can't be found. Number one is through this phrase for other purposes. The attorney that I talked to and the Ethics Commission of the state of Arkansas both have said that phrase should be eliminated. Here's the reason. When you vote to set aside a certain amount of money, and it comes from the state, the federal government, or wherever, you've got in there for other purposes. And in my opinion, there needs to be a big investigation as to who has received the other purposes. And secondly, what did they receive? I, as a pastor, would not approve a committee or my finance committee come into the church and say, we recommend that we spend $3,000 for a refrigerator and for other purposes. Now, committee, finance committee, quorum court, that is wrong. That needs to be eliminated. And if you'll notice tonight that in every ordinance that you made and for other purposes, both the attorney and the ethics committee said, Mr. Fleming, who knows what anybody in county judge government, once they approve that ordinance, who knows what they're going to tag on to that bill, and they're going to list it under that item that they just voted on. So that should be removed. Along the same line, when you say for other purposes, could it not be judged that with the amount of money that Garland County has, over $100 and something million in the bank, in 21, just in CDs, we had $22 million, 860,000. In 2023, it dropped down to 17 million.
Mr. Fleming, your 3 minutes is up.
I asked the board to extend it because I need to talk to about some other issues.
Mr. Fleming, your 3 minutes is up.
I'll be back next month to finish.
Mr. Fleming, you've been advised several times that you have to come to committee before you come to quorum court. That's what you'll have to do. And I sent you a certified letter advising you to Tell me what committee you want to speak to and give me the documentation, just as our procedures say we have to do.
Okay, Joe, you
And that's
listen to
what we're
me.
going to have to do from this point
You
forward.
listen to me.
No, sir,
Committee,
I'm
I
telling
want you to
you,
listen to what he did. I called him
Mr.
last
Fleming,
week
Mr. Fleming, you're out of order.
and I asked him,
Mr. Fleming, you're out of order.
all right, I'll be
Mr.
back
Fleming,
next
you're out
month.
of order.
All right. Judge, you need to resign. You need to resign. You need to resign.
I'm Rose Wise, and I'm a citizen of District 13. I'm also retired, and I pay property tax, and I'm quite okay with the property tax on the library. Boy, what a bargain. But the way I understand it, tell me if I'm wrong, the library property tax is set aside by special, it's a special pool or of money. And the library board, is it established by the same legislation that establishes that pool of money from property tax? So the thing that is frightening to me, besides dollars, is losing the independence of the library board and the specialization. We just sat and heard an incredible resume from this person you just appointed. My understanding is this petition would mean no library board. It would go back and no special pot of funding. That pot of funding goes away. You can't go and say we're going to use the library money that we've saved to fill potholes, right? So you can't fill potholes. So what they're saying is, oh, don't worry, we're not trying to defund the library. We're just going to say it comes out of general revenue. If it comes out of general revenue because this petition fools people into thinking they're saving money, it doesn't. It means that the county out of general revenues has to choose between the potholes and the library. And as a resident, I think the library is too important. It serves so many needs. A lot of kids don't have internet at home, don't have anybody to help them with their computer at home. Where do they go? They go to the library. Senior citizens who can't afford to turn their air conditioner up high in the summertime spend some extra time reading at the library. An unknown number of groups, everything from knitting, playing musical instruments, gardening, they meet at the library. People get crossword puzzles, people get fishing poles. You can even check out cake pans at our library.
You're 3
It
minutes. You're 3 minutes. Right?
serves a lot of needs.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Ready to adjourn? Chair will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Thank you all.